Hello, guys. Welcome back to SWS Boxing. Delighted to be joined with Darren Tetley. He is now 22-4, with 9 knockouts, and yes, he fought Richard Helm, just gone Saturday, just gone. Fought Richard Helm over 4 rounds. Not the opponent you ideally you wanted, because of course you did have Jake James booked in for an English title eliminator, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right, mate. Not the fight we planned for or wanted, but when that fell through
Are you
7 days.
happy that at least you got to fight?
Yeah, that obviously the I got the call about Jake the Saturday before, the week before, and then kind of all I was thinking then was I just wanted to fight, so I wasn't really bothered who or anything like that. It was just a case of just
Staying
get me,
active.
yeah, just get me in the ring,
Did you
however
train?
however
You
we
had a
can.
good training camp as well, so you didn't want it to go to waste.
Yeah, obviously all because it was the week before, all the hard training were done, so it was like tapering down and just kind of making weight and stuff. So I didn't want all the work we'd done to be for nothing.
Yeah, but of course you. Luckily for you, you had a tough fella in Richard Helm, which you beat him over 4 rounds.
Yeah, we knew obviously.
Was that annoying that you went from fighting in a 10 rounder to a 4 rounder?
Yeah, massively. You've got to you kind of you set for 10 rounds, so you and not pace yourself, but obviously you have a plan of how you're going to be, and obviously as the rounds go on, you up the pressure and then you
Of
get thrown
course,
into a four rounder.
you have you watched? Were you happy with your performance? Have you watched it back yet?
Yeah, I watched it back. Obviously, it wasn't bad, was it? I won every round, and
Yeah.
you know, go like I say, going from a 10 rounder to a 4 rounder is kind of training for a marathon and having to do a sprint, or it was just totally different. It's like if you were training for a 4 rounder and got given a 10 rounder.
Mm.
It changes everything. Obviously, the level of opponent changed. And the kind of you've got to change how you box, and I think that's why obviously I hurt him a couple of times, and I just try keeping calm and kind of just taking my time. And if it was a 10 rounder, I'd have broke him down as the rounds went on, as it got to 5, 6, 7, 8 and stuff like that. But with 4 rounds, I just kind of done what I had to do and got the win and then move forward.
Mm-hmm. And of course, is the Jake James fight next?
I've been training today. My manager never mentioned it, so I don't know if they've got onto my manager. Obviously, it was kind of it's their show, so it's down to them to come back to us and with another date or whatever like that. So
Yeah.
we just wait. If the phone goes, then I'll take that fight, no problem. If a different bigger fight comes or a different fight comes, I'll take
Is
that.
Danny Bull the English champion?
Yeah, Danny Ball's the English champion. Yeah, he beat Jamie Robinson
Yeah.
a couple of what about a couple of weeks, a month or something. It wasn't long.
Yeah. It wasn't long ago. Yeah, a month.
Yeah. That.
Yes. A month tomorrow.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's who's got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So Danny Bull is which because if that Danny Bull fight got offered to you tomorrow, you would take that straight away, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I even said to my manager, um, kind of when we spoke, obviously when we spoke after Saturday, I said, well, I said it before actually. I said I'll just fight anyone. I said I'm not bothered anymore. Um, you know, whoever it is, I'll fight him no problem. So obviously the James fight was going to be an eliminator to get the shot versus Danny Ball. So
Oh, so if you won that, you would have been like mandatory for that for the English.
I, well, not necessarily, because they could turn around and say it wasn't a final eliminator. Um, but it was kind of aiming to get to that point. So if they offer me the Danny Ball fight next for the English title, and then obviously I'd take it. I wouldn't go through an eliminator process if I don't have to.
Mm,
So yeah, I'd jump at that fight.
yes. Because are you? Because was he like the home fighter? Was he signed with that Steve Wood?
Who, Jake?
Yeah. Was he?
Yeah. He was the on fighter, mate. Yeah, so I was obviously taken there to get beat in their eyes. So
Mm.
obviously if I've got to do that again, then I'll do it again. If I get the opportunity to fight Danny Ball, as the away fighter, then I'll happily do that. No problem. I boxed multiple people as the away fighter, so it
Oh
wouldn't
yeah,
really
'cause I
bother me.
think you boxed quite a few people. You boxed Echo away. Liam Taylor was it as well?
Yeah, that was in lockdown, so that was I don't know what that classes as. I was in the home corner, but I think we tossed a coin to decide who was in the home corner. Yeah. But obviously Echo was away, Dom was away. Even well, I was in the home corner when I boxed Cartwright, but he was signed to Frank Warren as well.
Yeah,
Um,
I thought you used to be signed with him.
yeah, I was. Yeah, I was signed with him. Yeah.
Why did you why did you not why are you not signed with him anymore?
I think obviously when when I beat Mason, obviously we was thinking things was gonna push on and get offered big fights and stuff, and then we got offered some fights and we accepted them, and then for one reason or another, they never happened, and then never got offered anything else, and then we was fighting because nothing was coming. I was on like a ticket deal to fight in Bradford, 6 months after, and
Because
they agreed. Go
I've
on,
you said you were signed with somebody last time I spoke to you. Who's your manager again? I forgot.
Mick Marsden.
Oh yes.
Mick Marsden, yeah, he's my manager. Yeah, so it was just we got offered fights, they didn't happen, and
Does he
then
promote shows as well?
no, he has done he's done some small little shows in the past. I don't know whether he's gonna do it again. But who knows? Maybe he'll put another show on at some point
By the end of 2023, where do you want to be in line for that title?
for the English.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, I'd love to win the English before I call it a day. That's the only belt that Mick Marsden trains me as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the only belt in boxing he's never had. He's trained every other champion there is apart from an English. So I'd love to get that for him, and it's one of them. I just want to be in big fights, and
Do you want to
I
be
don't want
back
to
on
fight.
that TV?
Yeah, if big fights is the TV fights or big fights are off the TV, I'm not really fussed. I just want to be in fights that the boxing media and boxing fans are interested in, and that they might, this will be a good fight or stuff like that. They're the fights I want to be in, and that's what I'm gonna look at next, whether it's Jake James rescheduling or Danny Ball or another a big fighter on a big show. Then I'll 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 have a look of and see what offers come in and what I'll accept.
So, what would it mean to you winning that English?
It'll be massive. Obviously me and Mick's been together, you know, 9 year. Yeah, I've just signed my 10th year with him as a manager and trainer. So to get that belt, the only belt that he's never had as a trainer.
Have you won it
Um,
before?
no, I boxed for it. I got beat. Um,
Who
but
was who was that one against?
Antwi, I boxed
Oh,
Antwi for the
Samuel.
English. Yeah. So if I could win that English, before
Is he boxing
before.
the same weight as you still?
No, I think he's gone up to super welter. I've heard he has because he's fighting Mason Cartwright apparently.
Oh,
So that'll be an
haven't you?
interesting one.
You've boxed both, haven't you?
Yeah.
Um, who if you want to say, who do you think would win? If you want to say,
Obviously it's a super welterweight, isn't it? So Antwi were very strong at welter, and Cartwright's obviously very strong at super welter. So I think you know for me, what stood out against Cartwright for me was he was technically better than I thought. I know he trains hard and he's doing all these crazy circuits and stuff, but he has got a boxing brain, and Antwi's very awkward on the inside. That'd be my only worry for Cartwright. Obviously, Cartwright wants to be inside and having a fight, but Antwi's very clever
so
on
do
the
you think
inside. So
if they have a fight in the inside, do you think Antwi more likely if it goes in the inside, it will go Antwi's way?
possibly, yeah. I think it obviously depends. If Cartwright just stands in front of him with his hands up, then yeah, you can't stand. I tried it. You can't stand in front of him and let him tee off. But if Cartwright can be a bit cleverer, then he could make it. He's Cartwright's obviously a strong super welter, so it could be different. But it's a fight. Obviously, I'm interested in watching as a fan, been in the ring with them both, and
Yeah.
like I say, I haven't. I
You're
boxed
just gonna
Cartwright.
say it's a good fight, do you reckon? Good fight.
Yeah, well, I boxed them both at welter, didn't I? So they've
Oh yeah.
both obviously changed. It was a few years ago that obviously I boxed. Many years ago that I boxed Cartwright, and a couple of years that I boxed Andrew. So
Did you see
all three of us.
Connor Walker is fighting Cyrus Patterson?
No, I didn't. When's that?
I think it's in August. I've seen.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
I think
I
that's at welter.
Yeah, Cyrus is well. We may or may not have. Well, I thought we could have had that fight in August, but I'm guessing not now.
Oh, you thought you was fighting him?
No, well, nothing was confirmed, but it got mentioned, and I told my manager I'd have it. But
Who knows? It might have been a rumor, but who knows?
it could obviously my
I don't
my
believe everything I read, but I just saw something, and
no, it could have been
as
my
they were
brain.
your weight, I was just saying that maybe.
Yeah, my brain scans are due in July, so they might not have wanted to 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 get a fight. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know. I haven't heard all. I boxed on Saturday. I've not heard all since last week before about the Cyrus fight.
Because you,
You
even
know,
though you've had a 4 round fight, are you just because you trained for 10 rounds? Are you? When do you expect to get back out?
it'd be nice to get back out before my brain scan's due. But the likelihood of that is in 3 weeks. So depending what happens with the Jake James reschedule, there was looking at doing that July the 15th, which I can do that. My medical runs out at midnight on the 16th. Well, 15th going into the 16th. So
Yeah.
I could do that fight on the 15th if but I don't know the circumstances under Jake's medical stuff. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's
Oh,
something
is
that,
that why the fight got pulled? It's something to do with his medical.
yeah. So I don't know if he'll be cleared for. I honestly have no idea, mate. I'm just like I said, I was back in the gym today, and I'm
Yeah.
back tomorrow, and I'll see if I hear out this week of. But I'm training as if because I'm obviously I won a 4 rounder, but I don't have any. Like I said in the face to face with Jake, I don't have any bargaining chips at the minute. I've just got to take what opportunities arise, and I'm in the gym. I'm back training. I was already fit for a 10 rounder, so I'm
What
still
about the
fit for a
Dom
10 rounder.
Hunt rematch? Is that anything you would look at again?
I'd love that. I'd love that. Yeah. Yeah, that's one fight. I'd done an interview before, and they said out of my 4 defeats, what fight would I want again, and it'd be that one out of all of them. If
Yeah,
take belts and all that stuff out the way, if whether it was no belt or
because
every belt, I can
that
have.
was a duster. That was a brutal fight.
Yeah, I think me and Dom was both feeling it for a good few days afterwards. But yeah, and that's obviously nothing against Dom. That's just to redeem myself. I'd love that. I'd love the opportunity to train and then obviously fight that fight again.
Yeah, because that would be another. Because that would be. There's lots of good fights out there for you at the domestic scene.
Yeah, and obviously, even though I've been beat 4 times, I've been in 2 or 3 fight of the year contenders.
And all
So
4 of those defeats, anyway, they've been in great fights.
that's what I mean. Obviously, Antwi, I won rounds in the Antwi fight.
Yeah,
So I was
you
never.
had some success. You had quite a bit of success in that fight as well.
Yes, I've never been absolutely embarrassed. So the Cartwright fight was a fight of the year. The Liam Taylor fight was a fight of the year. The Domont fight
The Echo
was
fight. You
Eckhout
can
fight.
say you fought at Wembley.
Yeah, the Eckhout fight was.
Chief support to Fury.
Yeah, that obviously wasn't a fight of the year type fight, but I was in the fight, and then obviously the Domont fight was a fight of the year. So
I don't think it was
I've,
that wide on the scorecards. I know I've said that to you,
no,
but
yeah, no, I didn't agree with that. Whether I won or lost is irrelevant, but I think it was very wide. But like you said, there's a lot of fights for me because I bring value for money, and I'm in exciting fights.
Out of those 4 defeats, what one hurt the most?
The Domont fight. The Domont fight. That without a doubt. There's no without a doubt. The way I prepared, I don't want to. I like Dom,
Yeah,
and we spoke the other day, and
he's fighting soon as well. I see.
yeah, he's defending his title, and it was more. I'd love that fight just to redeem myself, in the training and stuff. Whether the result was the same or different, that's not why I'd want to do it again. It'd just be to just to turn up better than what I was, really.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
he's a good fighter, Dom, as well.
Yeah, he shocked me. He shocked me most out of any of them.
What out of
Dom.
anyone you fought?
Out of any of them, he shocked me the most.
So he's
But
surprised you more than anyone else.
without a doubt, and he'll surprise a
Slightly
hell of a
say
lot
you
more people.
overlooked him. Would you say you overlooked
Yeah,
him?
yeah, probably, yeah.
Because of course you
But
did fight Echo, and then you were saying because you were fighting
yeah,
the British title, and then you said sort of went
yeah,
a bit area title, bit of a step down from the British, and you were like,
yeah, and obviously because I performed in the Echo fight and I didn't, I like kind of showing I can box at that level,
yeah,
even though I got beat. Then when you think you're stepping down from British to Central area, you think, oh, I've got this, and
yeah.
I overlooked him, and I watched clips of him, and I just thought I'll have an answer
Because in my
to
opinion, I think because I think he's English level as well.
Dom.
Yeah,
Yeah, without a doubt. And I think watching him, I obviously as a fighter, I'm watching him thinking, I'll have an answer to stuff, and I'll just be too good and experienced, more experienced, and then that fight showing you can't just win fights on experience alone. It doesn't work.
yeah.
So I'd
Because
love
sometimes
that.
the younger and the fresher fighter comes out better.
Not in that case. But no, I think I'd love that. Just like I say, just to redeem myself and really, really put the work in and get my head right and
Whether
have
that
another shot.
that could happen down the line, maybe if it could happen for the English, who knows? It could happen down the line.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, you don't know what's around the corner. Obviously, if he wins this fight, which I think he will, it'll be central area title, and he's going to want to step up to
I
English.
haven't.
Whether
I personally, I haven't seen much of his opponents. So
no,
like,
I haven't. I've heard bits, but again, I heard bits about him and that look how that was. But I think if I can get that, whether if it, he might have to wait and he might not want to wait, so there might one day he could take me as a voluntary for the central area.
and then who knows? You might fight Jake in that eliminator. You just never know. Because
no,
you
that,
said
that's
you said that you was expecting to fight Cyrus. I mean, that could come along, or the Walker fight. It's just there's lots of fights that I would like
there's
to see
lots of
you in.
ways
There's
it
good
can go in
fights.
there.
Yeah.
The James fight could get made. The Donald fight could get made. I could put we could put a request into the board to be mandatory for the central area, and looking
Yeah,
at the
maybe
background of that, and
maybe if Dom wins that, or if the other guy beats Dom, who knows? Maybe
yeah, this is the thing.
you just
So
never know.
if the other guy beats Dom, and then I could get a shot at the central area, and if I can beat that guy, and then I can fight Dom, there's a million ways that boxing can go. It could turn out I could fight someone totally different, 20 of them, and never see any of them again.
Because I
You
think
just
there's
never know.
another English title eliminator for that title, if I'm not mistaken, or I might be wrong. I'm not sure.
Who's that? I don't know who's that against.
I don't know. I thought I
That'll be
saw something.
is that a final eliminator? Maybe you could be. There's that many swings and roundabouts in boxing. You don't know
Like
what's around the
this
corner.
Jake James fight doesn't happen this year. What do you want to do? Just whoever gets offered to you.
Just take a big fight. Yeah, I'm not. I don't want to be in boxing for easy fights, and I've obviously shown that in the fights I've had, and
Yeah.
just take more good fights, and
So
like I say,
is the goal by the end of the year to be English champion or in line for it?
um, you don't obviously know with how boxing works. If someone says to me now, do you want to fight for the English title? I'll take it, no problem. Yeah, I'll do it. Because that's the fight I want. But as far as the end of the year, I just want to be in good fights. And
so, how many more fights do you want to have this year? 2 or
what we in now? July.
but it's 1st of July on Saturday.
Yeah, 1 or 2 at least.
Whether that's 10 or 6 or 8.
You just no. I don't want to go back to them fights. I
And
just
you want to be in
fight.
10 rounds or 12 rounds.
10, 12 round fight. Yeah, whether that's a James fight
is that what? Because was that Jake one meant for 10?
Yeah. And
oh yeah. We said that earlier. Yeah.
Yeah,
and then
10
you
rounds.
only fought in a 4-rounder because you got another opponent. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all, mate. Yeah. So yeah, I just want to be in big fights.
Two, hopefully.
Yeah, well, yeah, 2 would be nice. 3, 4, 5 would be nice, but you just never know. But ideally, yeah, depending what kind of fights they are and the results and stuff, I'd want, if I could fight Jake James, for example, next in an eliminator, beat him, and then fight Danny Ball for or whoever's got the English at the end of the year.
Does Jake James train with Crawler?
Yeah, Crawler trains him.
Yes, right. And before I let you go, do you want to thank your manager, sponsors, just anybody?
Yeah, obviously Mick Marsden for keeping on it and just getting me a fight on Saturday was massive. On a week's notice, we got the opponent on 4 or 5 days' notice. So thanks to him, and then my sponsors, Barrett Steel, Napoleon's Bradford, Blue Hills Farm Shop, who provide me all my chicken and stuff like that, and Direct Building Products as well, who they've supported me. I've known them since I was about 17, so they've been on the journey with me. So, thanks to them, and we're looking forward to getting some big fights coming up, hopefully very soon.
And well done on the win, mate, on the weekend.
Cheers, Paul. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you for your time, Darren.
No problem, mate.
Bye, mate.